Hello my cosmic dragon friends. So today we have another super chill reading from my bed. Today we are on the husky dog blanket and we are joined by Bedford, the famous Bedford, who is happily zedding away. You probably hear him snoring. Yeah, you can hear him snoring. And he's going to help us, and because he decided he was going to join in, oh no, I've woken him up, don't wake up. We're going to do a cat themed reading today because we have Bedford in attendance. So we're going to use these three little cat coasters that I have as our three placeholders for pile 1, pile 2 and pile 3 today. So let's take a look and let's pick our cards. So pile 1 we have the Bedford coaster, the Tabby Cat, and I've picked some charms to go with each one. This one has a little key and it has a little fairy sat on top of a crescent moon. And as I'm filming this, we've just had the new moon solar eclipse. Cat number 2, or pile number 2, is a grey and white cat. Remember, Bedford hates grey cat. He'll be really cross if you pick this one. I'm kidding. So we've got a little dicky bird, little songbird of some kind. I'm not sure exactly what type that is. Maybe chaffinch or something. And an anchor. So that's pile 2, so if you feel drawn to that one. Or pile 3, we have the Calico cat that we call a, what do we call that here in England? We don't call it a calico, we call it a tortoiseshell. We have a little pair of glasses, and the letter F came out for some reason. So I thought we'd go with that. So see which of these 3 you feel most drawn to. You can watch more than one if you want. You can watch all 3 if you'd like. See if there's any messages for you, because we are talking generally what it is that you need to know, any messages from your spirit guides right now, any messages from God, Goddess, things that you need to know right now. So take a moment to pick, and I'll see you in your reading, and hopefully so will Bedford. So hello pile 1, and welcome to your super chill and cozy cat themed reading. So you've chosen cat number 1, the Tabby Cat, a lot like Bedford. I'm going to carefully put this down without disturbing him, because these charms would definitely be of interest if he wakes up. So you've got this lovely little fairy sat on the moon and a key. And what I want to say about these to start with for you is, it feels like there's a bit of a dreamer energy going on here. It feels like it's kind of wish upon a star energy, but it's also dreaming, wishing things were different perhaps, or hoping for something in the future. There's definitely a very dreamy Piscean energy. So you might be a Pisces, you might be a water sign, you might have Pisces somewhere in your chart, in your big 3. And the key, it feels like you need the key to unlock something, almost as if you're dreaming of something will change, something will unlock, so that you can move forwards in some aspect of your life, so that you can bring in a change in your life that you need right now. That's the feeling I'm getting here. So remember, this is a group reading, so not everything will necessarily resonate for you, or you may even have your own meanings for these. These might be very, very significant for you, these symbols themselves. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't, as I always say with all group readings. So we're going to put this over here. Oops. And then we're going to pick some cards. This is my new cat tarot deck. I've got this cat tarot deck, we've got a second cat tarot deck, then we've got a cat oracle deck over here, and a couple of others for a few other messages. So first of all, let's shuffle our first tarot deck and see what we've got here for you, see what messages there are for you, see what you need to know. Okay, what do we think, Bedford, for pile 1? What do we think the message is going to be? So we have the 5 of Wands, the 3 of Wands, and Justice. A little bit of a tricky energy. The Sun, good. 8 of Coins, and 4 of Coins. Oops, okay, and that one wanted to come out too, so we're going to bring that one. 3 of Cups at the top there. And a instant wardrobe change for me, because I get too hot when I do readings. I don't know about you, but as soon as I start working with that psychic energy, I get super hot and I have to always take off my sweater. So, and that works for group readings as well, whether I'm reading for myself, another person, doesn't matter. Okay, let's take a look at these cards, Bedford. What do we think? Well, Bedford's still asleep. Okay, 5 of Wands, conflict. 3 of Wands, planning for the future, Justice. Okay, interesting. 8 of Coins. This is an interesting one. Okay, what I'm seeing here Yeah. What I'm seeing here is actually an obstacle being removed, and I want to go back to your charms at the beginning because I felt like there was an obstacle or a key that was needed to unlock a door so that you could move forwards with your life, but it feels like there's an obstacle to be removed. It may even be a legal judgment or something in your favour. It could be a divorce, you know, it could be the sale of a house, anything to do with something to do with the courts or legality, or even just fairness in general, I want to say, with justice. But it does feel like finally getting what you deserve, like you've been waiting for it for a while. With the Three of Wands, you could be literally waiting for your ship to come in. Feels like something you've been waiting for, and it's been a struggle, it's been difficult. Maybe you've had to fight for the things that it is that you want, and this could be in any part of your life. It does feel like it's connected to finances because I do have some pentacles down here. I do want to go there. I'm drawn to those, but it feels that whatever happens, it will be cause for celebration, because this was the final card to come out, the Three of Cups, which is kind of like the party card. I love this one. Cause for celebration, not just for you but for other people. I think other people will be very happy for you when you're able to make this move forwards in your life. So it could be leaving a difficult marriage, leaving a job, leaving a house behind, leaving something behind that's been holding you back, or getting rid of something out of your way that's been holding you back, finding that key so that you can move forwards with your life. And then we have the Sun, which is so positive, which is such a wonderful thing to see. Bedford's having a bit of a... Are you all right? He had a bit of a dream, then he woke up from a nightmare by the looks of it. So it feels almost like Bedford's trying to express that energy for you of literally waking up from a nightmare, almost like you've had a really difficult time in your life and now you're going to be able to wake up and things are going to be different, almost as if waking up from a bad dream. So that is wonderful. So that's a big fresh start for you coming in there, big positive fresh start, and Bedford's going to go back to sleep. Good boy. Good boy. Eight of Coins, lovely. Your hard work paying off, and the Four of Coins as well. It could be quite a protective energy and quite a grounded energy with the number 4. And remember, I'm an intuitive reader, not a traditional tarot reader, so don't come at me. So with this Four of Coins, it can be, you know, being a little bit miserly or holding on to things. It can also be stuck in a difficult marriage that you don't want to be in. So it could literally be the resolution of a difficult marriage that you didn't want to be in and you wanted to get out of. But for some people, I feel there's a kind of a protective grounding energy when it comes to your finances. So it feels like whatever this matter is, I feel financially you're going to either benefit from it or at least be protected from too much loss or from too much difficulty in this situation. So I am seeing this as a very good thing, because this cat here on the Sun card is absolutely in a little bed of flowers. I'm just hearing that song in my head. I beg your pardon, I never promised you a rose garden. I don't know why that came into my mind, but it did, so I'm going to mention it because it's there. Yeah, so it could definitely be a relationship coming to an end. Bedford's just repositioning himself. You're going to lean on the pillow like a human. Yes, he's going to lean on the pillow like a human. Okay. All right, thanks, Bedford. We'll call on you again if we need you. Interesting. So this is really, really good. And if you've been waiting for news about something like this could be a really good sign that things are going to go in your favor and it's all going to happen how you want or need it to. So that's very positive. Good to see, coming out of difficulties and financially being okay as well. So that's good. I'm going to bring in... No, I'm not. So I'm being told no by my guides. Where are we going next? You want those, don't you? Okay. All right. So we're going to bring in the next cat tarot deck. This is Grimalkin's Curious Cat Tarot. This is gorgeous. I recently got this one as well. Been working with this a lot. Absolutely beautiful deck to work with. So let's see what else it is that you need to know at the moment. What else does pile 1 need to know? What messages are there for pile 1, please? Okay, I do feel it's got a money theme, because as I looked at the screen of my phone, I had a message pop up from my bank. So it does feel like this is, oh, excuse me, it's going on a financial theme here, I think, for a lot of you guys with pile 1. And my throat just suddenly got really, really dry there out of nowhere. So it could be something that... a situation where you've had to argue about something. Maybe you've had to make a complaint. Maybe it's been a legal battle or something, you know, if it's a marriage coming to an end, or fighting over custody or money or whatever it is, payments, settlements, some sort of legal financial matter. But maybe you've had to really argue and fight your corner, because I feel like your throat chakra feels very, very strained, because all of a sudden I have a sore throat out of nowhere. I have a very dry throat out of nowhere. So that's telling me that There's a message there for some of you in Pile 1 group to say that your throat chakra needs a bit of TLC right now. It needs some care. It needs some love. Okay, so show it some care. Drink lots of water. That's right for you. I'm not going to tell you how much to drink because that's not my job. Yes, also look after it with crystals if you can. If you have any turquoise crystal, that's a really, really good one to use for the throat chakra. That's very helpful if you can wear some turquoise around your neck as a necklace perhaps, or even as earrings, or Larimar, which is another form of turquoise that I really like. It's a very high vibrational stone. A lot of the younger people will really resonate with Larimar because it resonates very strongly with the younger souls coming through at the moment who are spiritually evolved in a different way to some of the older ones. Okay, so these two were coming out, which is why I've got them in my hand already. We're going to look at these, and I want to look at the one on top as well. Then we'll go to the bottom. So let's see what we have here. We have the Tower. Wow, big changes. Look at these cats. Aren't they adorable? They've got a wrecking ball. Miley Cyrus, eat your heart out. Okay. Ace of Pentacles. Wonderful new financial positive beginnings potentially there, so this is really good. After the wrecking ball of the Tower, something has come crashing to the ground, or is about to come crashing to the ground. And our outcome, the Two of Wands. Well, this is great. This is planning for the future. Wonderful. Possibly planning in a partnership. So it could be entering a new relationship, or it could be a friendship, somebody who's helped you through this difficult time or is helping you through it. Working in partnership, perhaps with a new person, perhaps entering a new romantic relationship with somebody, or a new business relationship with somebody. There's a very contrary energy around this as well. Like lots of people have said no to you, because I keep hearing no in my head. And sometimes I hear that when my guides are telling me not to do something and to do something else. But I just keep hearing this really contrary voice, which isn't my guide. So I'm just going to throw that out there. And 10, the Wheel of Fortune. I was waiting to see that. Yes, the new cycle begins. So one cycle ends and a new cycle begins. Every time we reach a 10 in numerology, so 10, 20, 30, 40, whatever, a new cycle begins. With the experience of the previous cycle. So I just want to say, don't have fear for the future, because everything that's happened to you in this cycle to date has helped you to grow and learn and know more. So you are not the same person that you used to be. So I don't want you to worry about making the same mistakes as you might have done in the past. Okay. It will be different this time around. I'm loving the crows on here as well. There's lots of crows on these decks. Very magical creatures, birds of omen. I find them very positive. I very much enjoy working with crows and with their energy. And there's lots of them where I live, especially if I go out to any fields or I live in the New Forest. So, and I just want to pull this one to the High Priestess. So yes, with the crows, because I was talking about crows when I pulled this one, I just want to say, I do feel like they will have messages for you. So look out for crows or ravens or any members of that bird family, because they may be actual messengers for you. They may appear when there's a message for you. And I don't want you to assume it's a bad message, because as a general rule, they just come to tell you something. They're curious birds. They're clever. They're funny. They have a sense of humour. They're quite kind birds as well. They're not bad or evil. That's, I'm sure most of you know that. But I'm just saying it in case anyone doesn't. I like to see crows. I do consider them birds of omen. When I see them, I'll say hello to them, or I'll ask them if they have a message for me and see what comes through. That can always be very interesting. So look out for crows along your path. They may well be markers for you, showing you the way to move forwards, because there's this very positive new beginning coming in, very cooperative energy here. So working alongside somebody to make your dreams happen, to move closer to your dreams, that we saw here with the little fairy sitting up on the moon here. Even if she feels a little bit out of sorts, maybe like she's not quite a part of this world at the moment, maybe your life has felt almost like you were dissociating, like you weren't a part of the world, like you were separate to what everyone else was going through, or maybe you felt excluded in some way, shape or form. I feel that's coming to an end. So yes. And on the bottom we've got the Two of Swords as well, which is a very interesting card. Another two showing up. I'm going to put it here. It can be about choices, it can be about decisions. Of course, twos are always about choices and decisions, but they can also be about cooperation and getting clarity as to where the truth lies between two different poles or opposites, or two opposing opinions. So I feel that's the outcome you're going to have. You're going to have the clarity and truth. There's my throat chakra again. Oh my goodness, pile one, please clear your throat chakra if that resonates for you. Excuse me. Oh my goodness, that was dramatic. Right. And the Hierophant and Unity. Yes, we're going to take these two as well. So we have the High Priest, the Hierophant here as well. bringing in more stability, maybe more traditional stability. So it could be stability in very traditional parts of your life, you know, very normal parts of your life, your relationships, your family, your children. You may be getting ready to marry somebody else, you know, your work. It feels like very traditional themes coming through here, although of course there is the spiritual theme of the Hierophant as well. And in this Cat Tarot deck, we have some additional Major Arcana cards. We have Unity, which is 22, which is not a normal Major Arcana card. You won't normally see this in any tarot deck. But we've got 3 beautiful cats here, all in a circle. And I'm very drawn to the 3 of Cups as well. It's a very similar energy with these two, I feel, although this one's more restful, whereas this is more of a party energy. This one does feel more restful, but it's unity, and it's also a cycle. It feels almost like the cycle of life being represented here as well. And we've got these 3 bluebirds, and we've got these beautiful forget-me-nots and roses around the edges as well. Very, very symbolic flowers on here. So there is a delicate, elegant energy here as well. So for many of you it is about romance. I feel for some people it's about somebody from your past who perhaps you thought you weren't going to be able to be with, a romantic connection perhaps, that you thought was not impossible that's come forward. Or it could be a work connection. It could be somebody you wanted to work with or collaborate with in the past and it just wasn't possible, but now it looks like it will be. But again, it is about the cycle of life, about childhood, being an adult, and then being an elderly. So there's a connection there to the cycles of life as well for some of you. Interesting. Okay, what else does pile 1 need to know? What messages do we have for pile 1, please? Oops. Okay, just 2 more, top and bottom. Okay. We have the Emperor. Lovely divine masculine energy coming through here. So some of you watching could be divine masculine, could be men, or just identify more with the masculine energy. And then we have the star. Wonderful. And there's our little star. And if you look closely, the Still Fairy has a star next to her right there. She's got a little star. So wish upon a star, guys. It does feel like something you've been waiting for is going to come to pass. Something you've been hoping for is going to come to pass. Okay, I'm going to throw the word farce in there because when Spirit puts strange words in my mouth, I have to say them. And that does happen quite a lot. If you've ever watched my videos before, you'll know that. Sometimes I'll say the most bizarre things, but I have to trust that that's my guides putting the words in there for a reason. So that will be for somebody. So it could literally be about comedy. It could be a situation that actually is quite funny. In hindsight, perhaps. Look at the star with her beautiful white tulips. Now, this is an interesting card because there's a real purity about this. So it could be about a kitten, because this does look like a kitten on this card. But it could also be about somebody who's passed over. There could be a connection to somebody who'd passed over, or maybe you'd thought had passed over. Maybe you thought your relationship with them was dead. You know, maybe you thought you'd never have a chance to work with them or see them or be with them because maybe you did think they'd passed on. There's a real distance with this card. So it could be a distance, somebody coming back in from a distance from your past, or just that you thought was unobtainable, out of reach. So someone or something that you thought was out of reach coming in here, and a collaboration, the opportunity to cooperate here. Yeah, interesting. And for things to be said which need to be said. So we're going to get the Cat Oracle. This is just a little oracle deck with messages from Cat Spirit. I wrote this with the help of my previous cat, who's no longer with us, but her energy is very much on these cards. Little Evie, if you've ever seen her. If you've known me or been to my house for a reading a few years ago, you would have met her, because she would definitely have come to introduce herself, because pretty much the only reason she believed anyone came to our house was to feed her. So she would have demanded food the second you walked in the door. Bedford's quite different. He will come and check you out, but he won't be demanding food. He's not that bothered about food. Not like her. She was a gannet. Okay. Although I'm told she was actually a cat, but whatever. Right, this one fell out first. So, kibble. All right, Evie, we know you're hungry. Love this cat. She pretty much channels, when I'm pulling these cards out, I'm pretty much channeling my cat. Fat little tabby cat. She's adorable. Fresh grass. Ah, okay. Fresh grass on number 5. Kibble on number 10. Season on number 54. And dust bath on 31. Okay. And on the bottom, we have the fishing rod toy on 6. Okay, well, that is very fun. Okay. Well, kibble is a staple food for cats. It's not the most exciting food, but it keeps you going. And it comes in on 10, which is about cycles. And we had the Wheel of Fortune, which is also number 10 energy. So it does feel like there is this new cycle beginning. It's not going to feel very dramatic, though. It's not going to be like coming in with a bang. The previous one may have fallen apart with the tower energy there, but it feels like this one starts slowly. And with the fresh grass as well, you may need to detox from this cycle that you're exiting at the moment, this new part of your life that you're entering, because cats eat grass for their digestion when they need to bring up a fur ball. So it feels like there's some detoxification that needs to be done. Could be spiritual detoxification because it comes in on number 5, which is the number of the Hierophant or the High Priest. And excuse me, now I'm burping as I say that, so yes, there's definitely something to come out. I will get physical symptoms as part of my messages from my guides as well, and then I have to explain them to you. This is just how my abilities work and how lots of people's abilities work. It's a very glamorous job. And then we have season. So yes, it is literally the turning of a season in your life. It could be a season with somebody in your life has ended and a season with somebody else is going to begin. Could be in a romantic capacity, could be in a work capacity, or collaborative in some other way. So 54, 9. 9 energy is about the end of a cycle, and not to be afraid that when one cycle ends a new one begins, because we can have some fear at number 9. We can be afraid of starting the new cycle because we got really used to this one and we know everything about it, much as it might make us miserable, much as it might not be perfect. It's similar to when we're stuck in a rut, and a lot of people don't want to get out of the rut that they're stuck in because it's familiar to them. And it is very difficult. It's human nature to appreciate the familiar because it feels safe, even if it's very uncomfortable, may even be very unsafe, but it's what we know. And something new may feel frightening or risky because it's what we don't know, although it may actually be much better for us. So there could be a need for some people to get out of a rut, to take a brave and bold step forwards, but it is step by step, softly, slowly and gently. I'm seeing a tortoise in my mind now, or a turtle. Yeah, so it's a gentle pace. It's not going to go too quickly, this next phase of your life. It's going to come in nice and slowly for you, nice at a comfortable speed that I think you can manage. And dust bath again. Taking a dust bath is how cats and other animals get rid of parasites. So it feels like you're literally shedding some parasites in some way, shape or form. They could be emotional parasites, financial parasites. Again, with this legal judgment, you could be getting some money back from somebody that was owed to you or that they were supposed to give you. It feels like debts being repaid. But again, there could be some psychic parasites that need to be gotten rid of. So I would suggest some sort of psychic cleanse, spiritual cleanse, get the sage out, get the Palo Santo out, or the Florida water. I love Florida water. It's one of my favourites. Cleanse. Get some Reiki. If you do Reiki, use that for cleansing. That's wonderful for cleansing. And the fishing rod toy. Remember to have fun. Remember to let your head down. Let your head down. Oh, interesting. I meant to say let your hair down, but I was also thinking about how 6 is the number of the heart, and then the words let your head down came out. It's almost like, I think this is symbolism from Osho, to remove the head. Not literally. I'm not advocating that. Don't chop your head off. What I'm saying is to almost take the mind out of the equation, the conscious mind, the ego mind as we call it, the one that worries us. Oh, we've got to do this, or we've got that later, I've got to take Timmy to soccer practice, and then I've got to do this, and then I've got to make dinner, and put that to one side and just be in the moment and have fun with something that you enjoy. Just like a cat is when he's playing with a fishing rod toy. He's just chasing the toy on the end of a string. He knows it's not real, but he's having a great time. Let your hair down. Let your head down. I like that. Try not to take things too seriously and try not to focus on all of the things that you have to do. Remember to live in the moment and to have fun and to let your heart lead you as well. So next we're going to use another one of my packs of cards. This is my Spirit Message Oracle. Just going to see what other messages there are from my pile 1, see what it is that you need to know, what messages from your guides, your angels, your helpers, whoever you work with, from God, Goddess. Okay, what have we got for pile 1, please? You guys are all over the place today, so the energy must be a little bit all over the place for you guys for pile 1, or at least for some of you, because these cards just can't seem to keep their ish together right now. They're trying to go all over the place. Okay. Declutter your life. Yes. Say yes and see what happens. All right. It feels like they're mocking me now because I just said yes 4 times before I pulled that one. Cheeky. Okay. What you resist healing in yourself persists. Oh, doesn't it just? No is a complete sentence. Yep. And you are loved. Oh, that's beautiful. You are loved, coming in with the fishing rod toy as well. That reminder to have fun. And on the bottom, it's okay to play and explore. You don't have to know everything. On number 2, so more number 2 energy. I feel 2 energy and number 2 is quite an important theme for you right now, quite an important energy. If you know your numerological chart, you may know a little bit more about that. If you would like a numerological birth chart, you can find that on my website, angelwingsholistics.com, in the description below. So, declutter your life, absolutely. And this is what I was saying with the grass and the dust bath. It's almost like getting rid of the things you don't want, getting rid of the parasites, getting rid of the furball, getting rid of the things that are holding you back. So it could be things to get rid of. Clean out your garage, clean out your roof. The number of people who have stuff in their roof, oh my goodness, having all of that stuff above you, above your crown chakra, that's terrible. It's almost like having a cluttered mind when we have a cluttered roof space full of junk that we don't need anymore. If you have it all nice and tidy and nicely stored up there, that's one thing, but a load of junk is very different energy. So maybe take a look in your roof space, in your loft. Say yes and see what happens. I want to say yes to yourself and say yes to life. And it's another 5. We had a 5, and on top of the Hierophant there as well. So like 3 5s in a row here. And the 5 can be about the mind. In numerology, I'm an esoteric numerologist, Pythagorean numerology to be specific. And 5s are about the mind. Very much the human conscious mind, the lower mind, and it can lead us astray, but it can also be inspired. So I do want you to watch your thoughts right now and remember that they create your reality, and you're looking for this key so that you can wish upon a star and actually open the door that you want to walk through. So don't let your mind hold you back. Watch your thoughts. If you haven't read The Power of Now, I strongly recommend that book, or anything by Osho. Absolutely fantastic. So no is a complete sentence. Yes, on 24/6, the master builder number. Also the number for the year that we're filming this, although this is a timeless reading, so it's good whenever you find it. But 24/6 energy coming through strongly here. Very powerful number, 24/6. If you want to create or build something that's going to last, you do it on 24/6. It's incredibly powerful. And saying no is just as important as saying yes sometimes. Refusing to do something or inaction can be just as important as doing something. Okay, now this is going to mean something different for everybody. Might not resonate for everyone, but I feel this is a very strong, specific message for some of you out there, to say no to certain things, to refuse to do certain things that you know are wrong, or wrong for you in this instance at this time. Okay, so strong boundaries, having a very clear sense of what it is that you want to do and where you want to go with this 24/6 energy. Very good. Oh, Bedford's having a dream. Bedford's having a dream. I don't know if you saw him twitching there. He just had a good old twitch. He's having a little dream. So whatever your dream is, he's experiencing it. He's a very intuitive little boy. Yes, whatever your dream is, you can create it, but only if you say no at the right times. Okay, you've got to remember to say no. Sometimes it's about you, not about other people. And then what you resist, healing in yourself persists. Yes, it does. And that's on 22. So more 2 energy coming in here, but 22/4, the feet of the goddess. Very spiritual number, very feminine number as well. Very connected to the high priestess on 2. But also a very emotional number. So with all of these 2s, and that has been quite a lot of 2s in this reading, I want to say it's quite an emotional time. So I don't expect it to be easy. So it's not surprising if your mind is running away with you with difficult thoughts. That's not surprising at all. 2 energy can be very, very challenging, and we are existing in the 2nd decade of the 2nd millennium. So that's why everything's a bit haywire at the moment. That's why a lot of people are a bit irrational, very emotional, putting feelings above facts, and people accusing them of doing that, or or feeling very strongly about things and wanting things to be a certain way because of how they feel, because it feels so intense. It's a very, very intense emotional energy when you're in number 2 energy. So it's really not surprising. 2022 was an incredibly intense energy. It's calming down a little bit now, but we're not really going to see it change, as I've said before, until 2030, when we reach the end of that number 2 cycle, that 20 cycle, the 20s. But it is interesting, and if we can learn to explore it without making judgments about the extremes, then we can actually learn a lot. So if we can explore the 2 polarities of a question or a subject or something, whatever it is, we can learn a lot more by considering both ends of the argument and realising that the truth is probably somewhere in the middle. Although everyone does have their own truth, and that's okay, but it doesn't mean that they have the right to dictate it to other people. And we do see this a lot right now in our culture in the West, people wanting their feelings to prevail over other people's, regardless of what is practical, logical, how it affects other people. We're seeing a lot of that right now. It's really not surprising given the strong number 2 energy that we're under at the moment, and it will calm down in due course. It's just a phase that humanity's going through. It's kind of an infant phase, a toddler phase where we are right now. We're still spiritually very young, very inexperienced for the most part, especially in the West, especially in the younger countries that haven't existed for very long. So you're going to see it exacerbated there. So one last deck we have here, which is the Animal Spirit Oracle. So, okay, what messages do we have for my pile 1, please? What does pile 1 need to know? What messages do we have from pile 1 spirit guides, from their angels, from God Goddess? What do they need to know right now? Okay. Oops. These are good shuffle. You right there, Bedford? Oh, Lion Spirit. There's my Bedford. White Raven Spirit. What was I saying about crows? And Turkey Spirit. We're just going to take these 3? Yes, we are. Okay. Alrighty. You comfortable there, little boy? You okay? Good boy. Good boy. Right. So we have the Lion Spirit on 37 and 37, 10, 1. So we're getting more 10 energy in here. So the new cycle beginning. But 10 reduces to 1, so it is literally coming down to the individual. Which direction do you want to go in? It does feel like you're taking charge of your destiny now, or you at least have the opportunity to do so. You don't have to take it if you don't want to. A lot of things will come down to personal choice for you over the next few months and years. A lot of big changes and differences in your life will come down to the decisions that you make. And that's not to put pressure on you. If anything, I want to empower you by saying, yes, you can make the decisions that you want to. It's up to you now. Put yourself first and do what's best for you. Now, the White Raven Spirit, I love this card, on 66. Such a magical number, 6 being the number of the heart, the divine heart, the sacred chalice. So there is a connection to ceremony here with the chalice. There's a connection to Avalon and the stories about King Arthur, that kind of legend. You may be drawn to the old ways, to the witchcraft Wicca ways. I also want to say with 66, that's 12-3, so 66, 12-3, brings in a very mystical aspect to 12-3, because 12 is the number of perfect governance, it is balance, doing right use of power, and then 3 is the divine blueprint. It's also the Empress in Tarot, which makes sense when you think about it, because where does the baby come from? It comes from the mother energy of the Empress, which is number 3. And I'm making a triangle with my hands as I'm saying it, because I'm just feeling that 3 energy so strongly. Yes. So we have the new blueprint. So it's like it's time to trust in the magic. I love that. And create your new life. And it's this magical fairy energy here of your dream life and the key to actually do it. You have the key. You hold the key. It's wonderful. And what I said about crows and ravens and the members of this bird family, what they called corvids, someone tell me in the comments, they are here with you, and I do think you're going to see them as messengers along your path, whether it's actual birds or pictures of birds or somewhere depicted, that you will see them as markers to indicate when you're looking for a sign. Maybe you'll see a crow or a picture of a crow, or maybe you'll even go to a place called Crow. There's a little village called Crow near where I live in the New Forest. So 61, Turkey Spirit, give with gratitude and grace. Yes. Oh, wonderful. And I just felt myself exhaling and almost taking a breath like, oh, like a relief. You can do what you want, and don't forget to be grateful as you're doing things. Act with grace. Just because other people may have taken advantage of you doesn't mean that you have to take advantage of other people now that perhaps you might have the upper hand or feel you're in a better position. We must remember that. We must always remember to do the right thing. Like I said, 66, 12, 3, right use of power. That is important here. If you find that you have the upper hand, wield it correctly. Always make sure you're doing the right thing. Give back to the people who deserve it. Give to others. Help those who have less than you do. I think that's very important. And that's 61-7 energy here as well. 61, interesting number. The individual heart leading the way. Yes, so go the way that your heart tells you and do the things that your heart tells you to do. And this could be giving to somebody or being generous with somebody who really needs your help. This could be something coming up here. Even if you think maybe they don't deserve it. Even if they don't deserve it, I think there could be somebody who needs your help. I think you'll have an opportunity in the coming months, let's get this in English, you'll have the opportunity to do the right thing when you could very easily not. Okay, I think there will be a test of character coming up, a test of character, a test of faith. You will have the upper hand over somebody who perhaps has done you wrong, and you'll have the opportunity to do the right thing. Okay, and I would encourage you to do the right thing. Okay, even if you don't like them. I know it's hard, I know. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that resonated for some of you out there. Please remember to leave a like, leave me a comment, share this video with a friend. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know if you enjoyed our cat themed reading. Just take one last look at Bedford. There he is, happily zedding away, still asleep. Hopefully he's going to be there for this whole reading. He probably will be. Doesn't normally move from my bed. Are you comfortable? Doesn't normally move from my bed all day. So it's been wonderful to see you. Thank you so much for joining me here, and I hope to see you soon for another reading. You take very good care. So hello pile 2 and welcome to your reading. What it is that you need to know right now, any messages from Spirit. You have chosen Bedford's arch nemesis, grey cat, or in this case a grey and white cat coaster. We have a little songbird here. We're not sure exactly what kind of bird that is. And we have an anchor as well. So, right, just going to tune into the energy of these charms a little bit, see what we've got here. There is an energy of feeling anchored, but also flighty. It's almost a contradictory energy here with feeling flighty and anchored at the same time, wanting to go somewhere different and do something different, but also feeling like you can't, or maybe you don't want to because you're very grounded where you are. There could be a contradiction going on here for some people. Now remember, this is a group reading, so some of this will resonate and some of it may not. Hopefully some of it will. If none of it does, this might not be your pile. You can always go and pick another one or have a look at another reading on my channel. So, but there is this desire, I want to say, to go to pastures new here. There could be something holding you back, or maybe it's time to lift anchor and literally move and go somewhere completely different. I feel like the sky's calling, the horizon's calling on this one, so it may be connected to actual aeroplane travel or travel to foreign countries, or just over a large distance, perhaps some sort of migration. Yeah, I mean, maybe you work in ecology and you're actually following migrating birds or migrating animals, and that's something that you do, or someone close to you does. But there's definitely a theme of travel, because obviously the anchor is connected to boats, which are also a form of travel. So I feel I want to say travel with this one, comes up as a strong theme. So we're going to pop this one over here next to Bedford, who is still fast asleep, although he has moved around since you would have last seen him. He did that for us during pile 1. He also had a few dreams. Right, so we're going to start with our Wise Cat Tarot, which is one of my new decks, which I'm very pleased with, lovely to work with. And we're going to see what messages there are for pile 2, what pile 2 needs to know right now, what messages from pile 2's guides, angels, helpers, God, Goddess. What have we got? Oh, no, we can't have all of those. That's like a third of the deck. That's silly. Okay. What have we got for pile 2? Start at the top. Okay, yeah. The Lovers. Ooh. The 5 of Coins. 2 of Cups. Okay, I think I know where we're going with this one. 6 of Cups. High Priestess. And the 8 of Cups. That's a lot of cups. Okay, I'm just going to say it. I feel there could be quite a strong romantic connection to this reading. Now, I wasn't intending to do a love reading, but I just go where I'm taken. On the bottom, I have the Page of Wands, and I've also got the World wanting to come out, so I'm going to put these two at the bottom here. Okay. Right. Wow. Guys. Now, I feel like for a lot of you watching, this is literally moving on from a relationship. maybe one that made you feel like you'd been left out in the cold, maybe a relationship that was well past its sell-by date, and maybe you were just staying from a sense of nostalgia, of how it used to be, how you used to care about that person, and maybe staying through a feeling of loyalty and tradition as well. But it's time to move on. Maybe I feel like some of you literally just met someone new, or you're about to meet somebody new, and you're about to strike out, and it's like the passion being reignited in you with the Page of Wands, but it's still very new, still very early, because it's only a page. It might be a long time since you felt that. It might be a long time since you've started a new relationship, so it may be a little bit alien to you. This could also be in another part of your life. It's not necessarily your romantic life. Obviously, this is a group reading. It could relate to something different. It could be moving on from friendships, from a job, from something that just doesn't serve. But we have this same theme, whatever it is, of being past its sell-by date, but having stayed out of loyalty, out of perhaps even a misguided loyalty, but because you remember how it used to be and you were hoping that maybe one day it would go back to how things used to be, but it's becoming clear that that's not going to happen. Got the very intuitive High Priestess here as well, so it does feel like an intuition guiding you towards a new set of circumstances, a new relationship, possibly literally a new romantic relationship for some people, and then this fulfillment coming in here with the World. It does feel like moving forwards towards fulfillment. Very exciting energy coming in here, very emotional as well, but it feels good emotional energy. I'm liking this one a lot. You want to come off as well, don't you? Yeah, Knight of Cups. Okay, yeah, more cups, and Six of Wands. Victory. Okay, victory and success with the Six of Wands, and then Knight of Cups. I mean, that's like the romantic offer coming in here. It does feel like for some of you, you're about to be swept off your feet, or you're about to sweep someone off their feet. And there's this very happy, victorious feeling coming in here. I'm really loving this spread, actually, and it may or may not be to do with your love life. Remember, take what resonates for you, take the messages that make sense for you, because it's a group reading. This is very, very positive. I'm loving all of these cups here, and how I'm feeling in myself as I'm reading them as well. I feel really good. I feel really happy. I feel really balanced. So this is about a balancing of your life that has been well overdue, which you've been deserved of for a long time, but I think perhaps maybe you've even been avoiding it a little bit. An opportunity might have come up previously to make changes, and you chose not to do it out of loyalty because you thought it wouldn't be the right thing. Perhaps you didn't want to upset someone. You didn't want somebody else to feel left out, or to feel rejected, or to feel bad because of your choices. But I feel like it's really time to put you first right now. If this person hasn't showed up yet, if it's a relationship, they will. They're coming in very, very soon. Page of Wands, Knights of Cups. They're coming in. They're coming in soon. They're coming in hot. This is somebody who's very attracted to you, who sees you, if it's romantic, who sees you as, wow, the world. You know, it could be a job offer where they just revere you so highly and think you're so wonderful as well. But there's a real friendship, a real emotional connection that comes through here. So whatever part of your life it is to do with, there is this emotional connection here, this wonderful, emotional, loving connection. And it does feel like it brings much greater fulfillment to you. So I'm really pleased to see this, but more essentially leaving things behind that are out of date, you know, and not just staying because you remember how they used to be, and maybe you were hoping it would go back to like that, but it's not anymore. Using your intuition to move forwards to a much happier, more fulfilled situation. So that's a wonderful place to start, actually, with this reading. I'm liking this a lot. We're going to bring in the second Cat Tarot deck now. This is Grimalkin's Curious Cat Tarot. Let's see what messages there are for pile 2. What does pile 2 need to know at this point in time? I'm really liking the look of this for you, I have to say. This is exciting. Page of Cups. Okay, more emotion, more cups. Nine of Swords. Yeah. The Fool. Ah, yes. King of Cups. For some reason that came out upside down. Now, I don't read reversions. Normally I don't read the cards upside down, so I don't shuffle them so that they go upside down. So that was accidental, but it was upside down, so I am going to make note of that as I'm reading here. And we have Page of Pentacles and Page of Swords. Okay. So lots of pages here as well. Got Page of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Page of Wands. So it feels almost like lots of communication going back and forth, because the pages can be messengers. They can also be people who are less mature or less experienced as well. Younger people, perhaps. Maybe you work with younger people. Maybe you have teenagers in your family. Okay, or around you that you're close to. Perhaps they've been swaying your judgment, or maybe some of your decisions or judgments were to do with your children, but maybe they're teenagers now, so it's less of an issue. For example, if you wanted to leave a marriage but you had small children, maybe you didn't feel able to do so, but perhaps now your children are older and you feel like, you know, it's going to have less of a negative impact on them, so it's actually okay to do that now, and that's absolutely okay. You have to do what's right for you. Okay, that's just one example of what it could be. Obviously it'll be different for everyone. Okay, so the Fool, yes. Wanting to leap forwards, but the Nine of Swords, so much worry, yes. I think worry is going to be your biggest obstacle here, although I do feel that there's somebody who does not have good intentions who may try to woo you back. Now again, this could be an ex-partner, it could be an ex-boss, okay, it could be a family member that you've distanced yourself from. It feels like somebody trying to woo you back, because I had the King of Cups come in, but he came in upside down, if you remember. I love this cat. It looks like he's got a big orange afro going on. It looks adorable. I don't know if that's how my eyes see it, because I'm weird. That could be relevant. But I want to say, don't trust him. Don't trust him. Yeah, our King of Cups here, he may seem like the better option, like the known quantity, the one that you've spent more time with, the job that you know better, the person that you've been friends with for a long time, but they are not your best option. I want to say, I want to bring in a warning here. All is not as it seems. I really want to bring in a strong warning. I feel there's a financial implication if you move away from somebody, whether it's a job, a partner, a family member. There's a financial implication for them if you move away, and I don't think they will do as well without you being there. So I think their motivations are entirely selfish, and yours probably aren't. I feel like you're a very selfless person. I feel you've put yourself last one too many times, and perhaps you've reached a point where you just don't want to do that anymore. You know, there is this new beginning in the offing for you, and you want to move towards it, and it may literally be traveling towards it, traveling across to a different country, to a different state, to a different county, you know. And I see you agonizing over a decision with the Nine of Swords, because that is worry, it is nightmares. Bedford's having a little move around. Are you all right, Betty? Not having a nightmare? No, we think he had a nightmare earlier because he was a bit twitchy in pile one. But literally expecting things to go badly, expecting things to go wrong. You're very comfortable, aren't you? Yes, you are. Good boy. Yeah, and I think that's what's been holding you back. And it will continue to be an obstacle, because I've got it in the near future position, no, down this side. But part of you just wants to make the leap. It wants to jump in. It wants to take the fresh start, and I think you're going to, and I think you've probably already started doing things. You've probably already started making changes, and I want to draw your attention to this lotus here, this lotus flower, because every master was once a disaster, and if there's no mud, there's no lotus. So the lotus comes from the dirtiest, blackest, filthy mud at the bottom of the lake, but without that filthy, smelly mud, there would be no beautiful flower. So without darkness, ignorance, and difficult experiences, there would be no enlightenment. Okay, so we must remember, this is why we say every master was once a disaster. I think that's a quote from the Buddha, or from a Buddhist teacher. I forget exactly where that one comes from, but I quote it a lot because it's so, so true. And you'll find this of people, you know, older people. I want to say elders. I want to use the word elders. And I mean it in the most respectful way. As in like tribal elders or elders in our community who've been through so much, and they're very wise, usually because they've made all the mistakes themselves first, so they're in a good position to give good advice. And you find that with some spiritual people as well. Some of the best ones have literally have a bit of a checkered past. They've been there, done that, or they've done silly things, terrible things, some of them in their past, but redemption is always on the table, wisdom is always on the table if you want it. So yeah, personally, I find it difficult to trust spiritual teachers who haven't lived, who try to make out that they've never done anything wrong in their lives. I find that very suspect indeed, very unlikely. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation. Let's not go there. Right, yeah, so there's a lot of worry coming up here, but I think you will have the clarity in your convictions, or you will need to learn some more information with the Page of Swords, because the Page of Swords is a student. So you may be going back to school, you know, you may be learning something completely new for this new job, or you may be learning a new way of being, learning about your emotions. Maybe you're in counselling, maybe you're planning to go into counselling or some sort of therapy, which is wonderful. If you have the right therapist and that works for you, brilliant. I strongly recommend that. It's wonderful. I work with a counsellor when I need her. I work through trauma. You know, a lot of us have things we need to work on. I would encourage anybody to do that. But I want to warn you about this person here who does not have your best interests at heart. They may come in with a grand offer to try and subvert you when you're on this new path, but I want to say I don't feel like they're trustworthy, and I think their intentions are very selfish ones. So there's a big warning coming in there, and my voice is fading a little bit, and my throat's starting to go a bit. How are you, Bedford? Are you okay? It's washing his ear. He's got trouble with his ear. He seems to have a bit of a scratch on his ear, where he probably got in a fight because he dislikes Grey Cat and likes to beat him up. And maybe Grey Cat managed to get a smack back. Maybe he managed to smack him back, and he's got a little bit of cut on his ear. Silly boy, aren't you? Which is why he's washing it. Okay, but I want to say words are cheap as well, because my voice is going, which means my throat chakra is trying to tell me something, and he's washing his ear, so it's about speaking and listening. So we've got the ear and the throat. I want to say somebody will be telling you what you want to hear. Maybe somebody from your past, a previous workplace, a previous partner will be trying to tell you what you want to hear to pull you backwards. And that's what causes this indecision here. And that's why you need to learn more information about the situation. Get very clear, get some real clarity with these swords coming in. You need the sword of clarity. And I would say as well, I want to recommend that for some of you, particularly if you're moving away from a job or a relationship or a toxic family member, whatever it is, it may not be a bad person, may not be a toxic person, but they have desires that are not congruent with yours or with your well-being, shall we say. They have desires and requirements and wants that are not conducive to your best outcomes, shall we say. That's the best way I think I can say it. Okay. Yeah, so I want you to be cautious. I want you to be aware, because there are some very good, very powerful, very positive outcomes that are available for you here with this World card down here. That's wonderful. That's everything you ever dreamed of. That's accomplishment. That's crossing the finish line. Look, this cat's literally crossing this pink finish line here. It's wonderful outcome. So I want to say, don't be afraid of the new. Don't be afraid of new opportunities coming in that are bringing you what you want, even if they're taking you far away from, physically or metaphorically, from where you were before, who you were before, what you were doing before. I feel there's a very, very big positive change coming in. What, one more of these? Yes, we do. Queen of Swords. Yes, that's that clarity I was talking about. I feel you will get that clarity, and that's what's going to help you to move forward. So I'm going to put that in the future position over there next to Bedford's tail. Yes, there's real clarity here. There is... I think you will go through a period of indecision if you haven't already, but then you will reach your point of clarity when nobody will be able to pull the wool over your eyes, because you'll be so clear, so certain about what it is that you want to do, even if you don't know exactly what it's going to look like yet. But you will reach this point of clarity. And I was going to say, I wanted to suggest, before I had to take a sip of water, I wanted to suggest a tie cutting ceremony, which is literally the sword symbol. I have a tie cutting meditation that you can use on my other channel, Angel Wings Holistics, which is linked below. I'll try and remember to put the link to that video, which is a tie cutting ceremony with Archangel Michael, which will help you to cut negative ties, energetic ties, of course, to remove anything that's draining you or holding you back. So that's a good one to use. You're welcome to use that if that resonates for you. Excuse me. So where are we going next? We're going to the cat. Ooh, the little cat oracle. Okay, this is an oracle card deck that I created with my previous cat. It's got her energy all over it. She was a feisty little thing. And I basically channel her when I'm using this deck. She was quite blunt, very determined. She was an Aries, and boy, did you know about it. Okay, these two never met because Bedford came along later after she passed away. And I think she would have hated him on sight, and he would have been terrified of her. So, anyway, probably best that they didn't meet. Okay, so we got some just fell out there. We have Feral Group. We have Sekhmet. Interesting. I'm going to get a few more. Sekhmet being the lion-headed Egyptian goddess, if you're wondering what that word is. Bastet, oh my goodness, another Egyptian goddess coming out. Now she's also got a cat head, only it's an actual cat, not a lioness. And she's a goddess of fertility, often pictured carrying a basket of kittens, which obviously I'm all for. Which is familiar. Interesting, yes, Evie was definitely my familiar. She was very, very powerful spiritual healer. She was a heart healer. She used to show up when I was doing healing for clients, and she would always pick green crystals given the choice and hide under the bed. Oh, okay. I feel like that sometimes. All right. No, we're not going to take that one. Okay. So there could literally be a cat here or an animal that's going to help to support you through this. It could actually be a cat, or it could be watching cat videos on YouTube. I don't know. Bedford has a channel if you want to check it out. Feral group, interesting. So 25-7, Sekhmet on 38-11-2, Bastet on 39-12-3, hide under the bed on 21-3. Oh, suddenly I'm yawning. Okay, I'm feeling the energy just shifting. Suddenly feeling tired, like, yes, literally exhausted by all of this. It's that Nine of Swords energy, which can be emotional and mental exhaustion from constant worry. And you literally feel like you want to hide under the bed. And I think that's why we've got two goddesses coming in here to give you support. Sekhmet and Bastet coming in with great, powerful support here. I would suggest researching these two goddesses, seeing what their symbolism is, seeing if there's anything that resonates there for you as well. So if you're drawn to them, because there's definitely something happening here. They're very strong feminine deities as well, so they're bringing a very strong supportive mothering energy here as well. I do feel like you're going to need support to get through this, I think is the crux of it. You need that support. You have these two goddesses here with you to call on when you need them. You also have Archangel Michael, of course. I mean, all the archangels if you want them, but Archangel Michael I feel will be particularly helpful here to bring in protection. Sekhmet's very protective. Bastet also, she's a mother, of course she's protective. She'll teach you how to protect yourself and protect your kittens, figuratively or literally. Yes, hide under the bed. At some point you're going to have to take some time out. I feel like you may have to go on a retreat somewhere, or literally step away from your daily life, because it may all get too much at some point, and I want you to be prepared for that. So make sure you've got some holiday or vacation time booked in, or some sort of break. You've got to have a break at some point. Very, very important on 21-3, so that you can stay clear on the plan on how you're supposed to be moving forwards, which is familiar. I do feel like there are animals that are going to be supporting you through this on 46-10-1, helping you through difficult times. Or there may be an animal that turns up in your life to support you through this time and then disappears. It could literally be a feral animal that shows up on your doorstep through the cat distribution network, which does seem to be quite effective. I got Bedford through the cat distribution network. Well, to some degree, I found him online. But he decided he was mine, and that was that. We've been inseparable ever since, haven't we? Yes, we have. Oh, you're a good boy. He's such a good boy. Such a good boy. He's a very sweet boy. And he's very... Oh, what happened to my camera then? Oh, I see. Sorry. My tripod just fell off the mat. I apologise. Let's turn it back round to Bedford. He's much nicer to look at than my stripy top. Okay. You're a good boy, aren't you? Yes, you are. Such a good boy. Let's put that there. Yeah, you're going to need some help. You're going to need some support. So book some time out. Make sure you have some form of respite, or have your therapist on speed dial, whatever it is that you need to get you through this. Yeah, book in lots of me time for yourself as well, so that you can take that time out. But I feel like there is support. I feel that cats in particular are going to be giving you support, because we have got these cat goddesses coming in here. So energetically, cats are going to be helping and supporting you through this in one way, shape or form, which is absolutely wonderful. So where are we going next? We're going here? Yes. So this is my Spirit Message Oracle. Let's see what wants to come through here for my pile twos. What does my pile two need to know? What's coming up here for them? What messages do we have for pile two? Okay, I want to say watch what you eat as well, because I keep burping through your reading and this is not good. But I hope you haven't heard it. But I want to say watch what you eat. Make sure you're eating the right things, not eating things that are going to upset your stomach, because I feel emotionally that a lot of what's going to happen could be upsetting your stomach or your digestion, so be very aware of that. Be still, yes. Feathers from heaven, there's that support coming through from your angels. Get up and go do the thing, yes. Higher expression, lower expression. Healer, healing, healsome, whole, yes. One more. Star being starseed. Okay, so some of you watching could identify with being a starseed, or at least I want to say you're very intuitive, very sensitive as well, which is why I want you to give yourself lots of slack in this situation, whatever it is, whatever's coming up for you. Give yourself lots of slack, give yourself lots of time, space, good food, you know, support. That's what you're going to need moving forward. So you've got great change coming, and I mean great as in good, but also great as in big. Okay, so big change coming, great change coming, but it will be positive. It will be wonderful, but it could get a little bit stressful at times, but you've got this. So please take care of yourself. Stillness is going to be so important on 18-9. Spiritual practice, I feel with 18-9, I'm drawn to the planet Saturn as well. So it may be worth looking at where Saturn is in your chart, in your birth chart, and how that's affecting you with its current placement. I want to talk about Saturn, or you could be going through your Saturn return, one of your Saturn returns at the moment, which happen every 28 years. So you can do the maths to work out when that would be. Get up and go do the thing. Yes, at some point you're going to have to take action. Some big actions, I think, are going to be required to actually make this thing happen. It could be literally packing up your home and moving to another continent. You know, it could be that big. You're going to need the energy to do that, which is why you absolutely must be looking after yourself right now. You must be getting the support network around you. I want to say getting women to support you, or getting feminine energies to support you. I feel that's very important at the moment. Feathers from heaven, there's a huge amount of support coming through from your angels here, which is wonderful. I mentioned Archangel Michael earlier, asking angels for help. You can ask your guardian angel for help. You can ask any of the angels for help. You won't be bothering them. You won't be taking them away from anything else, because they exist outside of space and time, so that's impossible. They can be at all places at all times. Higher expression, lower expression. Spiritual practice is going to be very important for you through this time. Yoga could be important. Tai Chi maybe for some of you, just to keep your energies balanced, keep your chakras balanced. And I just felt my lower back go. So look out for your back as well, please. Make sure you're doing Pilates, yoga, whatever it is you need to do. Go to the chiropractor, go to the osteopath, whatever it is you're supposed to be doing to take care of yourself, particularly your lower back, please. Healing. I can't say it. I wrote this card, I should be able to say it. Healer, healing, healsome, whole. Healsome is a word I made up. That's my word, TM. 59. 59, 14, 5. Healing is going to be incredibly important at this time, however you choose to do that. Reiki healing, energy healing, crystal healing, angelic healing. I do a lot of healing services. If you want any of those, have a look on my website, angelwingsholistics.com. That wasn't intended to be a pitch, but it's there if you need it. There's also like free Reiki videos you can watch on YouTube, so you can get healing there as and when you need it. There's lots of resources on YouTube, of course. Lots of free resources, even better, you know, or you can book in and have sessions with people, or go on a wonderful sound retreat or something, a sound healing retreat. I think would be very positive for you. I'm very drawn to a sound bath for you, pile 2. I think that would be wonderful. If you've never experienced it, it's really something. It's really something to experience. But spiritual practice, I feel meditation and spiritual practice is what's going to get you through this time, and also supportive female friends and cats. Okay, that's what I'm seeing here. So let's go to our final deck. And if you do identify as being a starseed, it might be time to look into that a little bit more, to find out a bit more about it, because that may be impacting you at the moment as well. Or if that's something that you haven't thought about, maybe it's something you want to look into, see if that resonates for you, because it does make us a little bit different, us starseeds, because I identify as a starseed. My soul wasn't born on this planet originally, was in this lifetime, but that's not where I'm from originally for sure. So, which explains a lot, to be honest. I'm so weird. Right, okay, let's take a look at pile 2. What does pile 2 need to know? What message we have for pile 2? Please, I'm feeling some off-world messages coming in. That's why I'm having trouble speaking now. I'm feeling like other languages coming through me that I don't recognise. I'm sensing alien languages. They could be, I mean, I don't really like the word alien because it has such negative connotations, and now I'm thinking about the X-Files, but the kind of aliens that I work with are actually higher dimensional beings. So you could also say that they're spirit beings. And as human beings, we kind of need to get our heads around that. I work with many higher dimensional beings that are from different planetary systems. And they may not be beings that we would be able to encounter that are in sort of 3D physical reality like you or I, or they may be. But certainly beings from other planets, what the Native American peoples would have called the Star Nations, those people, or the Star People. I think they had different names for it. I apologise if I got that wrong. But those are the beings that I feel work with many of you. And it's nothing to be afraid of. It's not like being visited. Like I've never had like a close encounter or anything like that. Never had anything like that. I do it purely on a spiritual level. I do work with fifth dimensional guides, and I work with beings from other planetary systems, but they're higher vibrational beings. It's not like working with like little green men. That just blows my mind. That would be mad. Right. Rabbit spirit. Now is a lucky time. And for some reason I read that as now is a tricky time. So I think it is a tricky time right now for you, but I think it's going to be a lucky time because we're on 49, which is the end of a cycle before we move on to 50. It's the end of a very heavy, solid, stable, but exhausting cycle before we get to 50, which is where things can really take off and we can imagine new things for ourselves. Very protective energy here with the mummy rabbit with her little babies here as well. So again, there's that very protective feminine energy coming through, similar to Bastet here. And then we have number 38, the lizard spirit, so 3811-2. That's wisdom here coming through. Wisdom, intuition, intuitive wisdom, spiritual wisdom, psychic ability and psychic wisdom. Dream the world into being. Yes, this is your dreams time. This is a wonderful time to be manifesting your new reality. So I think it's really important for you to try and stay in a positive mindset if you can, or at least keep your eyes on the prize. Okay? Be clear about what it is that you want from the future and aim for that. Even if other people are telling you you're wrong or stupid or it's not the right thing to do or maybe you should consider this, keep your eyes on the prize, okay? And I always say with manifesting, you get to choose the what but not the how. So you get to choose what it is that you want, but you don't get to choose how it comes to pass, okay? So you may decide that you want a relationship that looks a certain way, but you don't necessarily get to choose how that happens or who with, because people have free will and the universe will bring in the right person for you at the right time. And if you need any help with that, I do actually have a book on manifesting called Dream Bigger, How the Law of Attraction Really Works. And again, that's linked below if you're interested. But this is a powerful time for you, which is why I think that's partly why it feels so stressful, because you know that. I think you know that on many levels, that this is an important time in this lifetime for you. There's a lot at stake, but in a good way. And I don't say that to put pressure on you. I just say that because you have a wonderful opportunity here. And I think some things can really going to come together for you if they haven't already and take you to this wonderful outcome, which was the World card that we had down here at the beginning. Wombat spirit, be at home. And I think you will be at home within yourself. I think you already are at home within yourself. I think you're quite centred as people go. I think you're quite wise already. You carry a lot of wisdom and you always have done ever since you were a child. Perhaps wisdom beyond your years. Perhaps people said you were a young head on an old head on young shoulders. The wombat. I love wombats. They're so cute. If you've ever seen them in the wild, they're adorable. Australian native animal. 68-14-5. So again, more balance coming in there. Very balanced energy on 68-14-5 and 14. It is a grounded spirit. Wombats are very close to the ground. It is a very, very grounded energy coming in here. So remember to ground yourself if you find yourself spiralling or going off on one. Animals are very grounding. Bedford's always grounded. He always knows how to ground himself. Their energy is grounding. Maybe look up grounding techniques if you need some. You can learn how to do that. I probably have a video on that somewhere on my other channel, Angel Insolitics. Yeah. If not, a really easy way to ground yourself is to drink some water or have something to eat. But sometimes when we need to ground, we can find ourselves literally just eating loads of food and not understanding why we feel the need to eat all the time, because spiritually we're desperately trying to ground. We're desperately trying to ground ourselves because energetically we desperately need to do that, and that isn't always the best way to do it. It is a way to do it, but it's not the only way, and certainly not the only and best way. So if you find yourself overeating and you're not sure why, but you're just constantly starving and you're not sure why you have this impulse to constantly eat, it could be that you need to ground. So find another way to ground. Okay. Which could be as simple as getting your feet onto the bare earth, onto the bare soil. There's a technique that I get my students to do, which is where you sit on a chair with your back straight, feet flat on the floor, and just imagine roots growing out of your feet like you're a beautiful tree, and they go deeper and deeper and deeper into the ground, and they anchor you into Mother Earth, and they will just help you to bring you down to earth, anchor you in the ground. And maybe that's what the anchor signifies. Maybe that is a message about grounding from the beginning here, to help you feel more in your body, more in reality, clearer without all of this chat and without feeling like you're going to float off at any given moment. Okay, one last card. One last card. Let's see what we got for part 2. We have Dear Spirit, bring a gentle touch. Another 18. We had an 18 here with Be Still. Okay. Yes, there's a very gentle energy for this whole reading has been very gentle, very feminine, very soft. I want to say stay soft, stay supple. I mean that emotionally and mentally as well. I'm drawn to the image of the straw in the wind. A straw in the wind being blown by strong winds won't break, but a tree might do because it's more rigid and it can't flow with the wind like the straw can. I'm also thinking of Tai Chi, and I think Tai Chi is symbolised by a snake avoiding the attack of a crane, and the snake is sort of moving around like this, being very fluid, and I'm probably not explaining it very well. My hand probably looks ridiculous, but you know what I mean, and you can look it up. Or someone could correct me in the comments, but it's being fluid and supple and nimble so that you can avoid things. So don't be too rigid in your views, don't be too rigid in your thoughts and beliefs at this time. Be open to change, be open to different opinions, but not of those who are trying to pull you backwards. Okay, it might be time to let go of some old opinions that you've held for a long time, or maybe some old beliefs that somebody has tried to use against you. Okay, so interesting time coming up for you, Pile 2. I'm excited. I hope this was helpful. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, share this video with a friend if it's been helpful. Please leave me a comment as well. Let me know if this was helpful to you, if any of this resonated. If this didn't resonate, please feel free to check out another pile or another reading on my channel. I will see you very soon. Please take very, very good, gentle care of yourself, Pile 2. I will see you very soon. Take very good care of yourself. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. You picked the Calico / Tortoiseshell cat with the little pair of glasses and the letter F pendant. Okay, so interesting. With the F, I kind of want to say F it. I kind of want to say, I can see clearly now, I've got my glasses on, F it. Okay. There may certainly be a sense of no F's given. Yeah, okay, I'll try not to swear on YouTube for a change. Yeah, time of waking up, a time of seeing things clearly as they really are when glasses show up. Or perhaps, if they're sunglasses, protecting you from something that was blinding you previously and you can see more clearly now. We have just had a solar eclipse, so that is relevant here. Looking at things that are too bright and not being able to see clearly, or being blinded by science, being, you know, having the wool pulled over your eyes. But I think you're going to be seeing things more clearly moving forwards. The letter F may also be symbolic specifically to you. It could be your initial, it may mean something to you specific. Going to be an interesting one for sure. I'm going to put this over here by Bedford's bottom. He has turned around, as you'll see. He's actually awake now, more or less. He's just about awake. I don't know if he's going to get up or if he's going to go back. You're going to go back to sleep, baby. Oh, big yawn. Big teeth. Okay, sorry, it's the law. You have to say big yawn when a cat yawns. I'm sure you all know that. All right, let's take a look at Palmer. Are you going to participate in this one? If we're lucky, he might come over and pick some cards. So we'll see if he feels like doing that. He looks like he's about to get up. So you've woken him up, Pile 3. He's just slept through Pile 1 and Pile 2. He had a bit of a nightmare at one point, I think, because he was twitching quite a lot and woke himself up like he'd had a bit of a bad dream. Okay. All right, Bedford, should we do Pile 3? Yeah. Okay. Okay, baby. Let's take a look. Let's see what Pile 3 needs to know, what messages there are from Pile 3's spirit guides, angels, helpers, God, Goddess. What does Pile 3 need to know right now? What messages do we have for Pile 3? 10 of Cups. Wow, coming in strong. The Sun coming in even stronger. The Empress. Goodness me. Bedford's impressed. Are you coming over? Are you? Well, apparently this reading's worth getting up for, and he does want to participate. You want to pick a card? You going to pick one? Or you can only have one? That one. Good boy. Good boy. Bedford's helping now. We're in the zone. We have the 7 of Coins, Nine of Swords, King of Coins. Are you going to sit down there? Are you? You don't know what you're going to do yet? Okay, let's see if we can read these cards with Bedford here then. Come for a cuddle. You might have just come for a cuddle. Oh, so sweet. Okay, don't step on my cards. Don't bend them. Good boy. Good boy. Okay. Well, Bedford's here for you guys, so I don't know what you did, but he's very happy that you're here because he's purring and he's come to see you, so you're honoured. Okay, very positive cards to start with. Ten of Cups, the Sun, the Empress. Wow, that's incredible. That's like completion, happy home, wish fulfillment, positivity, things going well for you, like positive outcomes. The Empress. Wow, it could be motherhood. It could be getting married. It could some wonderful energy here. We've got the King of Coins here as well. Really, really nice financial energy going on there. Real stability. But then over here we have the Seven of Coins, which is about building something slowly, about building your expertise, and the Nine of Swords, which is about worry and nightmares. And I mentioned that Bedford was having a nightmare earlier. Well, I think he was, because he seemed to wake up with a start after doing quite a bit of twitching. So I want to say that either things are going to suddenly turn around after a lot of worry, or perhaps you're worrying about something needlessly at the moment, because this is wonderful positive cards. Very positive. So if things aren't going quite well in your life right now, they're about to, because I've never seen such a positive reading in my life. Getting the Ten of Cups, the Sun and the Empress. Wow, who are you? Who are you, pile 3? This is wonderful. Very positive. And I think Bedford's going to settle down here with us for a minute. Don't you drool on my cards. Another big yawn. Good boy. Wow. Let's pull some more cards, see where we're going with this, because this is very interesting. Don't step on them. Don't step on them. Good boy. Good boy. And he just wants my attention. So I'm going to have to put my arm around him so he behaves himself. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, I know. You love your mummy. We know. You love your mummy. Good boy. He's headbutting me. Quite hard to shuffle when a cat's headbutt. Don't you bite me. Ow. Getting love bites, and now he's licking me. He loves this energy. He's being very affectionate. He's just woken up. He's all happy. And don't need to see that. Thank you. Don't need cat bum on camera. Leave that pen alone. Oh God, I've got a pen and a pad over there to write down the timings for pile 1, 2 and 3. And of course he's seen the pen, and that's one of his favourite toys. He loves playing with pens. Betty, go play with it over there. No. Okay. So I apologise for being rudely interrupted by Mr. Bedford. 8 of Swords, feeling stuck when you... Ah, 8 of Wands, rushing forwards. Okay. Oh, what a dichotomy, because 8 of Swords is like overthinking, feeling stuck, feeling like you can't move forwards when actually you probably can, but you're holding yourself back, possibly because of some outdated beliefs. And the 8 of Wands is about rushing forwards. It's the arrows of love. It can be hurrying forwards. It's very fast-moving energy here, and it's these two cards are almost like the opposite energy of each other, so it feels like there's a dichotomy here. It feels like maybe there's a choice to be made because of all of this worry with the 9 of Swords. Maybe that's it. Maybe there is a choice to make here. Wow. And that's causing a lot of worry. But I want to say, I feel like there's no wrong decision for you here, pile 3, because your cards are so positive and the energy carrying you right now is so powerful. I feel like there's no wrong decision. I feel like either that or you know what to do, and you will know what the right thing is to do. But certainly this can feel very challenging, these cards here, although the energy around you, 10 of Cups, the Sun, the Empress, that's wonderful energy. What do you think, Bedford? Bedford's very happy about all of this. 4 of Wands, that's great stability. It can be a marriage. Ah, maybe it's actually to do with a relationship. Maybe that's what we're dealing with here. Energy to do with the relationship. Okay. All right. We don't want to see your gammy ear, mister. Okay. So, this could literally be to do about your home, about where you live. Yeah, and it could be about jumping forwards and literally saying, F it, I see clearly now, I'm moving forwards, I can do this. Because it does feel like there's a lot of support, and I just suddenly got really hot as I said that, so the energy just started to flow really strongly energetically for you there. I do feel this is your time now, pile 3. This is your time, this is your moment. I feel you're moving into a very important phase in your life where things will go really well for you, where you will get what you want. where you will have the happy outcomes that you've been hoping for. You will be successful. It's something you've worked towards. It's something that you absolutely deserve. And it will bring you great stability and great joy as well. And it's just overcoming this worry and knowing that you can get there and you absolutely do deserve it at this point in time. This is a very positive message, even if things don't feel too good at the moment. Queen of Pentacles, yes, there's that financial stability. There's that being very competent with your finances as well, being very good with money, being wise, being grounded, stable, stability, and reasons to celebrate. Three of Cups. So for some of you, I think this could be moving towards a marriage, could be a relationship, could be a job, could be a whole lifestyle change that you're looking to make. It's pretty exciting, I have to say. It's very exciting. I'm happy for you. I'm excited for you, but you may need to take a bit of a leap of faith with the Eight of Wands here, although the Eight of Swords is suggesting maybe you feel like you can't, maybe you feel there's a restriction in place and you need to say F it and jump, like this little cat's jumping here. It's just leaping out with his little magic wand in hand, so he knows he can do it. He knows what he's doing. I think you know what you're doing, Pile 3. I think you know better than other people think you know. And I think you're going to be successful at whatever it is that you decide to do or turn your hand to. It's just a case of overcoming the fear that may be holding you back at this time, isn't it, Bedford? And Bedford's here to help and support and comfort you as well, which is jolly nice of him, I think. You're a good boy. Yeah, good boy. You like Pile 3? Are they your favourites? Don't tell the other Pile, but he says you're his favourites. Okay. Where are we going next? Cat oracle? Yeah, I think so. So this is the cat oracle that I made with my previous cat, Evie, who's no longer with us. She was a feisty little Aries, little tabby girl. She passed away from old age before I got this little monster here. So, right. What have we got for our Pile 3s here? We have Tom. Bedford's a tomcat, so that's a male energy, masculine energy coming in here. Cuddle Puddle on 41. Dust Bath on 31. That's its second outing today. That's the only card I've seen twice so far, I think. Fish Tank. Catnip. And Jump Up. Yeah, I think you are taking a jump up. All right, the good times roll. Okay, so masculine energy here. Please don't lie on my cards. I'm going to hold him up. He's trying to balance and hold him so he doesn't squish my cards and bend them. So there's a masculine energy coming in here to be very supportive to you. So it could be a father, brother, father figure, male connection coming in to actually help you. It could even be a bank manager who's helping you at this time, or a boss, or a friend. But there's a masculine energy supporting you very much. With the fish tank, I mean, fishes for cats are very entertaining. It's something for them to look at. But it is also something that they find very beautiful. Ow. Sorry, he's licking me. It's a little bit painful. So somebody may be helping you, but it might actually hurt a little bit because Bedford's trying to lick me. He's licking and nuzzling and biting me a little bit. And he means well, but it can be uncomfortable when a cat licks you because their tongue is so rough. I wish it was his tail. The tongue is very rough. So masculine energy isn't good at being gentle. So whoever is helping you, it could be a man or a woman, doesn't matter. But they might be a little bit not as gentle with you as you would like. So their help will still be appreciated, but it might smart a little bit, shall we say. Fish tank, on 14, it's balance. Yes, okay, it could be a call to spiritual practice here, but it does feel like a financially lucky time for you with the fish tank here on 14.5. Catnip, obviously we know cats love it, drives them mad. So there's some very fun energy here as well. You're going over there to play with the pen. I thought you would. Let me remove these. Yep. Okay, now Bedford's stealing the show. I was talking about fun and Bedford decides to play with the pen. So there's definitely a fun energy here. So it's either a call to let your hair down and have fun with the Three of Cups over here as well. Or it's somebody who's going to bring some fun into your life because you need it. And Cuddle Puddle, lots of affection here. And it feels like a whole group or a community of people coming in to help support you and also have fun with you as well. So this could be a new job, it could be a new family, you know, or a family of a new partner, which is really going to help you move forwards, really help to elevate you with the Jump Up card. It's about elevating you, elevating your voice, helping you to move forwards, onwards and upwards in your life, with great wisdom on 29.11 too as well. And Dust Bath on 31. Now, cats take a dust bath like many other animals to get rid of parasites. So I feel like there are some things to leave behind, and this is a similar theme that we saw in a previous part. Bedford, don't do that. No respect. There he goes. Thank you, Bedford. to get rid of parasites. So it could be time to do a bit of a declutter. It could be time to do a cleanse, physically, to get rid of some things from your life that don't need to be there anymore. Maybe there are old habits, there are foods that you shouldn't be eating anymore. Maybe there are some patterns that you need to let go of. Any second he's going to meow because he wants to go out the door. It is certainly a time of moving on and doing something different, because Bedford's literally leaving the room. He's about to leave the room. He's had his fun and now he can move on. So it's almost like fun times are important to get you through this, then you can move on. Okay. People who lighten you up, brighten your day, help you to stay positive are the ones that are going to help you to move forwards to this wonderful positive outcome. We've got Ten of Cups, Sun, Empress here. And I don't want you to doubt yourself either. I think you may be on a journey right now, but you're very much supported. I think there are people around you who want to support you as well, and I would say to let them, because you'll be much more successful if you do. Lovely. Do you want to go out? You want to go out? He's not sure. Do you? He's lashing his tail. He knows perfectly well that I know he wants to go out. Just a second. And Bedford has left the room. Okay, right. Where are we going now? Oh, dearie me. I'm all over the place now. His energy is so fun to work with, but he doesn't half get in the way. I actually want to go back to this deck because I feel like I wasn't finished with it. What other messages are there, please, for my pile 3? What else do they need to know at this time? There's cards coming out left, right and centre for you. That's probably too many, but I'm going to take them and have a quick look. Yes, 8 of Cups. Moving on from something that needs to be left behind. Could be a relationship. Queen of Wands. She's very passionate. She's very fun. I think you're a very passionate, fun person. I think you're a very sunny person to be around as well. And if anything's holding you back, it's probably feelings of guilt or just trying to avoid hurting other people. That's what I'm feeling. 7 of Swords. Okay. Yeah. So we've got some conflict here as well. So we've got the Death card, which is all about change. We've got the Moon, which is what is hidden, the things that we're not aware of. We have the Knight of Cups, which is the new offer, possibly a romantic offer coming in. And we have the 10 of Swords, which is the end of difficulty. So that's actually a really, really good thing to see. So I think difficult times, if there have been, are coming to an end. But even if it has been difficult, I think it would have been difficult to spot from the outside, just because you're such a sunny, happy person, or you appear to be on the outside. You're very good at keeping up appearances, pile 3. That's what I'm feeling. Obviously, this is a group reading, so that may not resonate exactly for everyone. But I feel there's an element of hiding what was happening here, because it was almost like I was blinded by the 10 of Cups, the Sun and the Empress when they came out. And I thought, well, there can't be anything negative here. But then you pull things out and actually you see more depth going on behind those cards. So it feels like you've kept up a good front during this time. And it may be time to say F it and jump into something completely new. But you're going to have so much support and love around you, because there are so many people who love and care for you, pile 3. So whatever it is that you want to move forwards to, you're going to have the support that you need to get there. So let's see what other advice we have right now. Are the messages from my Spirit Oracle message deck. Another one of my packs of cards. Okay, these aren't published yet, but I'm hoping to do that one day. Okay, comment below if you'd like me to do that. Okay. So, you cannot raise others up by lowering yourself down. No, you can't. Don't you dare play small. Don't you dare pretend to be less than what you actually are. Play as big as you actually are, because people need that inspiration to take them forward, to help them to reach higher, to help them to take that leap. That leap. That's what you're encouraging people to do. You're taking the lead. You are inspiring others by your actions. Don't you dare play small. Don't you dare pretend to be less than you actually are. Okay, what else have we got? Taking full responsibility for your life brings freedom. Yes, it does, on 51. So we've got consecutive numbers here with 50 and 51. So it does feel like moving forwards for the journey. So it's time. And if there are, I put wings around freedom. They're not very good drawings, but it's just to remind me. Yes, taking full responsibility for your life brings freedom. I think it is time to take full responsibility for everything right now, and that may mean making some serious decisions that other people don't like. Yeah, there may be a connection to pile 2 here as well, because I had travel in pile 2, and I feel there could be a big leap coming up for you. So if that resonates, you might want to check out pile 2 as well. Pile 2, we also had this card, Star being star seed, so you may resonate with being a star seed, or being an indigo or a crystal child or a rainbow. I'm a rainbow, hi. What you resist healing in yourself persists. Also had that one in pile 2 as well, so that's a very interesting synchronicity there. So there definitely could be some messages for you in pile 2 as well, if you feel drawn to check out that one. So yeah, there's some healing to do within yourself for sure. Never blame your outer circumstances. Always look to see what the root cause of those circumstances are, which is always within yourself. Whether we like it or not, it's always true, and sometimes that really sucks. But equally, the flip side of that is it's incredibly empowering, so we can do healing within ourselves to actually change our lot, change our fate, change our outcome. So as I always say, your future isn't set in stone. Okay, far from it. Far from it. It is not set in stone. You are far more empowered and far more powerful than you could ever imagine. Okay. And that's actually why one of the reasons I do readings, to empower people and help people to see potentially where their life could go, or where it could be going, and what changes they might need to make to actually get where they want to go. So tarot readings and oracle card readings should be to empower you, so that you can choose your own destiny. Okay. I feel for some of you, you may be drawn to actually do tarot readings or oracle readings, or it might be something that you actually do already. Achievements come in all shapes and sizes, 53-8. Yes, they do. And you don't have to have a job as the world defines it to be successful in life. And I just want to throw this one out there. You could be successful by guiding others, by helping others, by volunteering, by being a parent, by being a family member to somebody, by being a friend to somebody, by changing somebody's life, by smiling at a stranger in the street. You know, what we consider accomplishments in this lifetime are based on very bizarre, masculine, backward, I want to say metal age ethics, which are ridiculous. And we're moving into a new golden age right now. All of that is to be left behind. All of that is to be left behind. You are very important and very special, Pile 3. I feel you guys are very special people, which is probably why Bedford wanted to be involved in your reading. He wanted to come forwards and be a part of that energy, because he feels your energy, he knows who you are, he sees who you are, and he would like you to see who you are as well. Maybe that's what the glasses are about here. Maybe it's time that you actually see who you are and how special you are, Pile 3. Okay. Maybe you weren't told that as a child. Higher expression, lower expression. I just had that come out in pile 2. I swear I shuffled these. I mixed them all up. They weren't all together in the pack. So this is just coming out again in this. Goodness me. Yeah, could definitely be some messages in pile 2. So the higher expression and lower expression of yourself. As above, so below. As within, so without. I feel you're a very, very spiritual, mystical person. You're very important. Everything that you do here on this earth is very important right now as well, even if it doesn't lead to success as the world defines it. Okay, you are very important. And lastly, right place, right time, 13. I think you're going to see a lot of synchronicities coming up, a lot of very interesting stuff happening for you. Unexpected coincidences, being in the right place at the right time. This is what's coming up for you here. So I'm very excited for you, Pile 3. There's some very, very interesting times coming. So lastly, let's get our Spirit Animal Oracle cards out. Let's have a look here. Our final messages for Pile 3. What does Pile 3 need to know? What's coming up for them? What do we have here? Okay. So, Frog Spirit, clear out the clutter. Yes, whatever it is that's holding you back, you may need to clear it out. This has been a recurring theme. Not too surprising, because it is the spring here as I'm filming this, so clearing clutter is definitely a theme. But this is a timeless reading, so it's good for whenever you're finding it. 28-10-1, so beginning of a new cycle, but bringing in strength of character and strength of emotion with it, I think, and also spiritual and emotional knowledge. So what you've been through in the past, particularly through relationships, I think you've learned a lot through your relationships. You're bringing that forwards, and you need to clear some clutter from your life so that you can, I want to say, live your truth and be a spiritual teacher for others, but particularly to do with relationships. Koala Spirit, Spirit has a plan. Yes, it does. 35-8. Hang on in there, because Spirit has a plan. 35, mind in the blueprint. Yes, Spirit has a plan. So we've got the divine mind coming in here, but we also have 35-8, which is the lower mind. So the human mind actually creating the blueprint. So again, this is about manifesting. Yeah, it is. I think that pile 2 was about manifesting as well. Slightly different energy, slightly different story here, but it is about manifesting, creating your new reality, which is going to be wonderful and successful. And I see financial completion, financial opportunities, romantic friendship opportunities. I see success for you. I see very, very good things. If you allow yourselves to have them. If you allow yourself to have them, Spirit is trying to take you in that direction. Your guides, your angels, God, Goddess, whatever you believe in, whatever you wish to call it. Taking you in a very positive direction right now. So great time for manifesting, great time for writing down maybe a list of the things that you would like. If you'd like any help with manifesting or doing that, you can check out my book, which is linked below, which is called Dream Bigger, How the Law of Attraction Really Works. Okay. I'm also doing personal readings again. If that's of interest, you can find the details below. So I hope that was helpful for you, Pile 3. Bedford really enjoyed your reading. I hope you enjoyed his interference, or assistance, shall we say, with this reading. If you feel drawn to another pile, please do feel free to check that out or look at the other readings on my channel. I will see you very soon. Please take very good care of yourself, Pile 3. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share this video with a friend, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.